Brilliant. Good start.
Good start.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Hello, sorry, I was just messing stuff about. Liam,
I rate the chair, by the way.
And I'm not ready. Next time, Liam, I think you need to do just stop the music.
I don't look at the camera, do I?
Best possible start, isn't it? This.
I rate the chair, by the way, Harvey.
So he's not
Harvey,
pulled his glasses off his head and forgot to be
Harvey,
on camera when the stream started. That's a great
Harvey,
start.
I don't look at the camera, do I? Dear me.
Well, I think you got to start looking at it, mate.
Yeah, no.
Can I just say very quickly, I'm only on for 25 minutes because I've got to go straight to work, so that's all I'm going to say.
That's fine. Doesn't matter.
Hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh. But how is everyone today? We are live for another review stream.
Well,
this will basically be the start of 4 streams in 4 days, I think. If
I'm very, very cold. I'll put it that way.
It's
not
freezing,
stopped
isn't it?
snowing for 2 days here, so.
Thank God I'm in the warmth, if I'm truly honest.
Can it be snowing here right now so I don't have to go to work tonight?
It's made a turn to sleet now, so now it's just cold. It's not good.
Yeah.
Jack, I thought you start. Hang on, Jack. I thought you start at 5.
I do, but I got stuff to do beforehand anyway, and I got to get some food.
We've been caught out badly here because yesterday when it snowed in the whole of the south of England, we just about got it up here, and then
we didn't get any.
We never just about got it again.
We never get snow down here, anyways.
It never snows.
I only get snow when I'm up in Telford visiting my mum.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, we
got
don't get
loads to
snow
talk
much
about
here
today,
because
and
we're
it's
right at
been-
the base of a peak
So-
district, so it usually shields us.
You're ready.
Yeah.
It's gonna be brilliant. But match review today. We got guests on. We got Connor, a Derby fan, on again to talk about the game. We got Jack on for 25 minutes, so that's fine enough. Liam, the usual guest, on, and Nathan as well from the Green Army on Twitter to talk about this game. It was probably the best. I think it's the best atmosphere we had at home all season. And
Can I just say, I genuinely thought of all the away fans that I've seen this season come to our home park, I thought Derby's was by far bar none the best.
100% agree.
I thought they were
100%.
superb from start to finish.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I'm very, very proud. I mean, obviously, I know a lot of people get annoyed when people talk about numbers, but I'm very proud to be part of the largest away end in the EFL on Tuesday night. To go all that.
It wasn't exactly a short trip down the road either.
No, it wasn't, and we went back empty-handed. But
What time
hey,
did you get back, Connor?
we turn up every
You
week
got
and
back
we'll sing and
3
and
a.m.,
we'll try and
was
get behind the
Was it
lads.
2?
What time did you get home, Connor?
Well,
3?
I got home about 4.
It was late as far as I know.
it was
Yeah,
nearly
yeah.
around 4. But
Well, my coach got back to about 3:30, so I had to get a taxi home after that. So
I mean,
Captain.
being my shoes, I've got to go to Accrington in a week's time.
yeah, well, you do this every week, so fair fucks. But I
I mean, if I had to,
experience it. Yeah.
if someone could lend me the money for transport for Aki, I would be with you, Liam.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Jack.
All I'll say is, I hope the weather
Whatever
improves for you because you don't want to be in that fucking terrace in this shit.
Well, looking
Yeah,
at
no,
Harvey's
if-
picture on
if-
Saturday, I don't think we're
If I had so much money right now, I would be going to Aki, but I am thinking of going to Morecambe, so I know I have to balance the books on which one I'm going to go
I
to.
go
But
both.
I've chosen Morecambe because Pieface said it was one of the best away days he's ever done, so I want to see if
There'll
he's
be,
correct on that.
There'll be more to come from him.
Isn't Tyson Fury's house literally right next to Morecambe's
Yeah,
ground?
he sponsors them.
Yeah.
He sponsors
Yeah.
them. He's got his branding, Gypsy King branding on the shirt, on the
There was talks
shorts.
of him taking over, wasn't there? Or
Yeah,
trying
there
to,
is still talks
yeah.
about that. There's some very weird things going on at Morecambe with their takeover. I think there's a few parties
think-
that
I
a
think
little
Derek
bit
Adams
dodgy.
will be
One
the
of them's a
first
little
one
bit
I thought.
dodgy, and I don't think they want them to take over. So
Oh, fair enough.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Not a Morecambe expert, but I've certainly seen a couple of things.
Where's the Morecambe fans when we need them?
Yeah, well, they're non-existent, aren't they? That's
No,
the
there is
problem.
none, yeah.
Brilliant. But we got loads to talk about today. We got comments already. Hello, Josh and Joseph. Mendes Lang, what a player he is. Shame he couldn't do it for us at Wednesday. Mate, Mendes
Brilliant.
Lang. Mendes Lang
brilliant.
was brilliant.
I mean,
that first
he scored a good goal, but
Oh,
when,
now,
he
to be
threw, when he was through on goal, I thought, yeah, he's bound to score. But when Burton almost got it, I'm like, what are you doing? And then it went past him.
I think you'll find that he scored. I think that's all that matters.
I think you've had a
for
mare
Marzi.
there, Liam. I think Liam's had a mare.
He also scored against Pride Park as well.
What
It's
you
just
mean?
he's a very good forward player for us, and yeah, he has been superb. And I think Wednesday fans warned us, oh, he might start well for the first few games, and then he'll, as the season goes on, he'll just sort of get worse, and then he'll just become lazy.
He's a beast, though, as well, isn't
Oh,
he?
bye.
I'm wondering
us,
that shit is Jack's internet, and he's gone. So bye.
For us, he's been a brilliant player. Yeah, he's been our highest assister this season. I think he's got over 15 goal contributions or something like that. So yeah, he's been a very, very good.
He's
for
had a
us.
bit of a weird career, hasn't he, Mendes Lang? Like, he's one of them. He was very highly rated as a youngster. Kind of fell off a little bit for 2 or 3 years, and now he finally seems to have found himself.
Well, he ended up in the Premier League with Cardiff, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he had a few problems with. This is all alleged stuff, so it's not proven. But
Why is
from
there a
what I've
login
heard from
code?
Cardiff fans is that
That's
he'd had
bad.
a little bit of. He'd had a bit of doing with some
Don't know why you
either
should do
either
that,
some
but-
steroid use or some coke or something like that, and he ended up getting sacked from Cardiff, which kind of put his career downhill. But it's lovely to see here that he's got a manager that backs him, and bands that back him, and he's always done the goods for us. So that's all I really care about.
He was by far the
we've been
best
a club.
player.
We've been a club that's given people a second chance all the time. I'd be a hypocrite if I said, about people who've had done things wrong in the past. Last year we had a drink driver as captain and as coach. So
Yeah.
and we gave them both a chance. And this club's always given people a chance. And
Well, we can speak from on that as well with Luke McCormick as well. So I think we know where you're coming from on that one.
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, if you're wearing the black and white for us, we'll back you all the way.
Exactly.
What have I missed? My connection's utter wank.
We were
at the
just
moment.
talking
Sorry.
about Nathaniel
I
Mendes
said it was a
Lang.
connection. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fair enough.
All right.
Jack's connection. Why the fuck did you do that?
No, honestly,
Oh, okay.
Liam is spot on about this. Honestly, literally, I checked the private chat and I just saw Harvey's message. It was like, oh my God, Fraudwoods is here. I was like, well, I'm glad he's missed me. I'm glad he's missed me. I saw the love heart emoji, so I thought, I'm so glad he's missed me. I love you too, Harvey.
With the
So,
start-
but literally, what happened was it got to 3:29. I logged on. I was about to join on everything, and then the whole Wi-Fi just crashed. I thought, of all the time this could happen, it just had to be now. And then I joined on at like 5:32.
In the chat there, Joseph.
5:32,
Yeah.
and then the intro was playing.
Yeah.
And then the
David
intro was
McGoldrick.
playing, so I thought, oh, thank God for the intro.
Yeah.
David McGoldrick, he has to be our player of the season. I mean, I think a couple of months ago, I think some of our fans would have said Wildsmith or Forsyth or Cashing because we were so defensively good for the first half of the season. But McGoldrick just scores when he wants or assists when he wants. I mean, he assisted with a bicycle kick, on Tuesday night on the halfway line, and it just shows his class. He's still capable of playing in the Championship. It's very, very obvious. And he's the second highest goal scorer in the league, and he scores once every 120 minutes or something, which is much, much better than anybody else in the division this year. So,
and to this day, Liam still thinks it's offside.
Not anymore when I was back.
It was offside. It was on.
There was
Mendes Lang
it
goal?
wasn't even close to offside.
The Mendes Lang goal was on.
Well, unfortunately, Longvic stood there playing him 10 yards onside,
exactly.
taking a bag break or something.
It was
musical statues.
Longwick didn't know what he was doing there.
Longwick's dreadful anyway. I've told you all this.
He has his
He
moments.
he cannot play against Barnsley on Saturday. He had such a terrible, especially a first half.
Second half he was brilliant.
Second half he was so much better. He was so much better.
Yeah.
He had two halves.
Again, though, doesn't that go back to what we're saying, that in the second half we didn't really, come at you in the same way and didn't really pose the same challenges.
We changed formation. Did we change formation second half? We did, didn't we?
Well, we changed formation. We brought on Joe Edwards and we
4-2-3-1.
brought on Matete. So we brought off a fullback and brought on a midfielder.
We went to
It's been-
4-2-3-1.
It's certainly been something that a lot of Derby fans have mentioned this season, that we only seem to turn up for one half. Whether it's the first or the second half tends to differ, but
What I worked out, we went Mayer on the left, Azas in the middle, right on the right hand side. Excuse the pun, with Hardie up front. So I'm guessing it was a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, the punt. Yeah.
did you start with a back three or?
Yeah, it was 3-5-2.
Yeah, we started with back three.
I sense because we were lining you up by putting all three of our forwards up there and just taking them one on
pressing
one.
us. We couldn't get out of our half. Like, we were
using
trying to pass out
Mendes
from the
Lang
back.
and
We were playing into your press like time and
Yeah.
time again. Like your midfielders were
Joseph.
picking up the second ball every time.
Joseph.
Oh well, thanks for that, mate. I mean, playoffs is a lottery, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a
We'll see what
lottery.
happens. We'll see what happens. If it's not this year, we're just going to build for next year. We've got to believe.
I mean,
we can get
We
automatically
win the league
promoted
next year.
season.
I think.
What would you want, Connor? Away or home first leg? Probably away.
Well, that's not that. I mean, of course, I'd rather be away first leg, but that's not
Yeah.
down as to whether we can finish third or fourth. Whatever position, it's an advantage to play home second. You know what you've got to do.
Yeah.
I think we'd all rather away first than home. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, also,
Especially now away goals aren't
first.
either.
If you play first, what you always have is you have the home game, and then you end up having to go away from home and getting a result on a Tuesday night, and that's what happens every time. And it's not an easy job. Now we famously did it in 2019 when we came back from a 2-goal deficit to beat Leeds.
Yeah.
But-
That game was absolutely brilliant, by the way.
well,
Can I just say I was so
We're the
happy
only-
for Derby.
We're the
That
only,
was
we're
so
the only
good.
team. We're the only team in Championship history to ever overturn a home deficit, and that just goes to show you how important it is to play away first.
Yeah.
Because
I
if you
know
lose at
Wayne
home,
well.
you might as well write it off.
But
I don't suppose you'll be having to worry with the playoffs. So
don't say
Hopefully
that.
not. We won't speak to
Oh,
him.
Probably
don't
not.
say that.
But I personally think that if we get at least a point against Barnsley, we have done it. Unless we absolutely
the problem with that is, though,
against
is
the
if beat
so-called
Bolton,
easy
they
way.
get within 3 points again, don't they? So
I mean, if the Barnsley game
If
don't...
we-
Go on.
It's not going to go ahead. There's no way that's going ahead. Have you seen the pitch?
Yeah.
If the Barnsley game don't go ahead, I'll just go, oh, happy days.
All I'll say is that from a weather point of view, being up here, I mean, not quite as far north, but the whole area is under an amber weather warning. They're getting a foot of snow tonight, and it's -6 tomorrow evening. So
that is not.
Although I
it's going to
heard
be very
from some
difficult to
people,
get that game ahead, I think. But
I heard from some people it might be all right, but I don't know yet. I just hope.
No,
I
all I
know
hope is for you guys with the long
I know
trip.
tomorrow because I'm driving up.
I
on
just
Saturday.
hope that if they do call it off, they do so tomorrow, because I think
Barnsley
we
don't
might-
have undersoil heating.
Wait,
either,
Liam.
do they? I don't think.
it would be very, very hypocritical of Barnsley after they criticised and put 10 barrels through Exeter on postponing their game 2 hours before kickoff. If they do the same to Plymouth, it would be
No, I agree.
it'd be
I
really
agree.
hypocritical to do that. So I hope that
Afternoon,
they do.
Richard. How are you, mate? Welcome. I did
Thankfully,
see
from our
you,
point of view, we're going
I
south.
did
Here's
see
the-
you
So we don't have
I
either a
did
long
see
trip
Saturday.
or going into somewhere.
Oh my god!
else.
Can I just say I
Excuse
want
me.
to know tomorrow anyway because I'm driving up on Saturday with Nigel.
Here's the
my
question
friend.
then. Here's the question then to Jack, Harvey, and Nathan and that. Is it worth doing the preview? We should do it, might as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
Sorry,
just
might
in
as well-
case.
we might as well
Just in
still do
case.
it. We might as well still do it.
That's
I
what
don't know
thought.
whether they've got undersoil heating or not. If they have undersoil
They
heating, there's a
don't.
chance.
I don't think they
But
do.
even
I
if
heard
not-
they do. So
They
but
might
I don't
do,
know.
but even if they do, Jack, if they have a foot of snow outside the ground and it freezes, the police are going to call the game off.
Yeah,
aren't they?
it's what Barnsley fans are saying to me is that the ground should be all right. It's just around the ground, so like the roads and stuff.
Look at this. Hang on, I'll get it up.
I know.
okay.
I've seen, but it's got loads of it on, hasn't it? It's got loads of snow.
Oh, it has. At the moment, it has. Yeah.
That. Where is the camera?
Yeah.
I saw that.
That
Earlier.
is
It
currently
looks
Barnsley
mental.
Yeah. See, look at that.
The only little bit is this bit in the corner where I can't get my finger there. But they've got that one of those heater things, which seems to be doing a job. But realistically, are they going to get that around the whole pitch?
The thing is, usually if you have the heaters on it, that usually indicates you don't have undersoil heating.
That's what I mean. But then we have both.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. It's
Yeah.
confusing.
Well, we have both as well, but aren't those lights usually used to help grass grow rather than being like massive heaters? Aren't they meant to be like?
You might be right.
I don't think-
I don't know. Well, there's
I
no
don't
grass
think
growing on top of. There's no grass growing on that, is there?
There's no grass. No chance. There's no chance.
We've
of
never
that.
The
had
only thing I'm gonna
It
say
needs to be well
is-
watered.
the only thing I'm gonna say is that if this was Aki or Morecambe, our game would 100% be postponed.
Look, if Accrington was in the position where Barnsley is, you might as well write it off now.
yeah,
You might as well
exactly.
write it off, yeah.
I mean, thankfully, there's not going to be the level of snow and ice that in the northwest that there is in
Have
South
Barnsley
Yorkshire.
posted anything? Let's have a look. Let me see if Barnsley.
Have we had a game ever called off, Jack? From top of your memory?
Yes, Barnsley at home for a waterlogged pitch.
What
Was it?
from
Oh,
what?
where
Oh,
was
at
that?
home? No, I don't
Yeah,
think so.
it got to half time. We were 2-0 down, and the referee called the game off.
Yeah, the last time that we had a non-COVID postponed game was in the Championship a good few years ago against Cardiff, and we had a bit of snowfall overnight, and the pitch was completely
I was gonna
playable,
say-
but the police called the game off, and then we ended up with a massive court case because Cardiff
I was gonna.
it was
I was
because
gonna-
we only had 14 players fit at the time, and they saw it as a aggravated.
Do you not remember that Barnsley game, guys? We were
No,
we
I
were 2-0
don't.
down.
No, I don't
Which one
know.
was it? Which one was it?
Oh god, we're going. It was like 20. It was when we were in the Championship. I think. It
Oh,
was
okay.
2011.
So I should know this then, because this
We
is
were
the
trying-
era I
Surely-
grew up with. I
Surely
think.
through the years you've had some games called off in League Two.
Like
No.
away games, yeah, but not home games.
Yeah, our home
Yeah.
games. Right.
That's what I mean.
Hello, Max. Welcome.
That's what I mean.
welcome.
We're so good for.
Yeah,
our
the
home
only
pitch.
time that I recall us calling off a home game was because of snow outside the ground and the police deeming it unsafe.
Well, I've
It's
just
never-
read Richard's comment. He said 4-1 to Barnsley at home park at half time. So I don't know if it was that game or not.
That was it. That was the one. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The 1st of December 2009.
That's it.
Yeah, I
that
was-
the
mate,
year
I
we
was
went down.
5.
Richard, you legend. Cheers for that.
Yeah,
I was
remember.
5 years old. Like I'm gonna remember that.
I remember we were getting battered. That's all I remember. Barnsley. I think we won the game. I think we actually come back and won the game when it was rearranged.
Well,
That
I've
was
got
the year.
obviously I wasn't around, being that I'm only 20, but actually we once lost out on the player. We once lost out on European football because of a postponed game at Pride Park. On the first ever game at Pride Park, we were 3-0 up against Wimbledon. The floodlights failed. We replayed the fixture and lost 2-0. We finished 2 points outside of Europe.
Yeah, 4-1
Ooh.
up. The game was called off after
That's
58 minutes.
that's always that's a great thing, isn't it? When that
That's
happens.
the that was the year we went down with Peterborough and Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes.
Newcastle relegated us for
I'm
God's
trying
sake.
to find a picture of the pitch that day.
I'm hoping Derby does a favour, but it won't
Yeah,
get
Joseph,
that.
I agree, mate, and I hope you do win the league by that point because it'll make it a lot easier for us if your game's a dead rubber.
Yeah. But talking about obviously the Argyle versus Derby game. If no one watched this game, or if anyone didn't watch this game, 2 goals for Argyle from one deflected goal and then another one. I think it was started trending on Twitter for like probably a couple hours.
It's trended everywhere.
But that's because of Sheffield Wednesday fans, isn't it? You know, getting on my hashtag, probably.
Yeah, it was trending everywhere. Thin as he probably learnt it from Jack.
And Ipswich fans.
Well, no, he's learnt it from Tom Daly. It's all homegrown.
Tom Daly, yeah.
It's all homegrown.
Ipswich
Jack
fans.
Grealish is a good diver as well.
He's doing a bit of 3-meter springboard action.
Ipswich fans being salty because they're 5 points behind us. Sorry, what?
Well, yeah,
I think anybody looks at that decision, and I think
games,
they just look at it as a point of view of that it's just another one of a long catalogue of errors this season.
Did you see the one given against Wigan, against Preston a couple of weeks ago?
Oh God!
No.
You can't forget the fact that they sent the wrong player off for Bolton against Forest Green.
Yeah.
You know, like how you make that mistake, I don't know.
The ball gets played to the byline. He where they kind of like stick their toe out to poke it in front of the keeper. But he's done that, but the keeper's not moved from where he was. The players then change direction to fall over the keeper's foot, and the referee's given a penalty.
Ridiculous.
Like completely changed direction after.
I mean, even on Saturday, we had a player with the ball was going 2 yards over. Our player's loosely got his hands on his back, and he falls like he's been hit by a fucking car.
I saw that one. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's just every week, isn't it?
That also reminds me of the Champions League, Europa League, Barcelona, Man United. I mean, how on earth was that a penalty? It was far too soft.
I haven't really watched Paul. I've heard bits of it. I think
he was put on with it, to be honest.
From what I heard from what Paul Warren said, I think it was a fair assessment of the match.
Yeah.
I think he's both angry with his players and the referee. I think he's he's not stupid. He knows that on the one hand, we didn't do, we should have been a lot better with our lead. Like we should have protected our lead a lot better. But on the other hand, I think he knows himself about how dodgy that penalty decision was. And I think he said in his own interview about the fact that the referee came over and apologised to our players for giving it. Well, if you're going to apologise for giving a penalty, how about you overturn it? There's no point in an apology. If you've realised you made the wrong decision, you can overturn it. You don't have to stick by a decision you know is wrong.
I was going to say to you, Connor, if you look back on the highlights of your game on Saturday, I'm pretty confident it was the linesman who gave that penalty for Shrewsbury because he stuck his flag up straight away. I don't know whether he flagged it to someone else.
If it was the linesman that gave it, he was completely blinded by half the players that were in the line.
That's what I mean. That's why it was even more confusing.
It wouldn't be the first time. We got 2 penalties given against us against Accrington earlier on in the season that were both given by the linesman. The first one wasn't a foul. The second one was. It should have been a red card.
I agree with Max. I didn't think we played that bad first half. Derby were the better team, but I wasn't that worried.
I wasn't worried neither because every time we sometimes gone 1-0 down, 1-0 down in the home game.
I was concerned. I put in a couple of the chats I'm in. We're 1-0 up. This wasn't expected. What do we do now? You only have to look at what's happened to us this season. We've come back from 1-0 down to win a lot this season. We've also been 1-0 up and lost a lot this season. So from that point of view, we've been used to it. We've done it. We've done it ourselves, and we've had it done against us. But
other than Ipswich, the best home record below us as well, don't you? Am I right in saying that?
Sheffield Wednesday second on home record behind us. And then I've got FotMob on my computer right now for once my computer internet's actually working.
I'm pretty confident you're quite low down when it comes to away form.
We're 4th in away form, and Derby
we're terrible away from home.
Derby
we haven't won a single game away from home.
How we're 4th in away form, I will never know.
We are obviously top in home form. Derby are 3rd on home form.
Yeah, we were 15 games unbeaten away at like just after Christmas. That's true. Who did we lose to? It was the one before Peterborough. Who did we lose to before Peterborough?
Sheffield Wednesday.
That was the one. We were 1 game away from breaking our club record for consecutive away games without defeat, and Sheffield Wednesday beat us.
It's actually you know what this just shows though is that I don't think we have been that great away from home, but that just shows that we're 4th in the table for away form. That just shows that only 3 teams in League One this season have just been consistently brilliant away from home, and that's Wednesday, Barnsley, and Ipswich.
Yeah, but even Ipswich
Yeah.
have their woes on the roads at Umber Road at times as well. I think.
Well, I
Yeah.
personally think Ipswich are better away than they are at home. They draw so many games at home.
They've drawn.
Well,
to be honest,
who
they've
remembers
drawn 6 away games and they've drawn 6
But
home games.
I've been saying
So-
this in general. Like this is quite a common thing. The vast majority of the top sides in this league have been exceptional at home and pretty average away.
Yeah.
True.
And it's been
Yeah.
a common
Yeah.
theme. It's not, maybe it's not too shocking. I think the one thing I would say that is good about our away form, before I completely criticise everything about it, is that we have actually managed to get quite a lot of away wins against teams lower down the league. We haven't dropped points on the road like Bolton have at Forest Green and Cheltenham. So we haven't played Forest Green away yet, so we don't know. But
Forest Green's the most funniest.
I mean, whereas us, on the other hand, it just had to be bloody Fleetwood's, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Just get us
well,
promoted.
we've got Fleetwood at home in just over a week, so hopefully
Just get us-
we don't get a draw
Fuck
as well.
Fleetwood,
Enjoy them
fuck
parking
that
the
club
bus.
and get me the fuck away from them.
I do look at Fleetwood, and they have played
Enjoy the
3
fight back,
relatively
come on.
hard games recently, and they've got 1 point in 3 games. So perhaps they're not on the same high they were on when they
Yeah, but
came
they're
to
not
your place.
conceding. But when they do lose games, they're losing games 1-0, maybe 2-1.
Yeah,
They're not
they
conceding
keep
goals.
it tight. They keep it nice and tight.
They literally park the bus. They
But I
throw
do
11
think
players
that-
behind the bus.
But the one
Fleetwood
thing we do
basically
often
are the
have
part of the
against
bus
some
of
the
League One,
poorer
aren't
sides
they?
in the
They're the
division. I
part of
mean,
the bus merchants.
might be harsh saying that about Fleetwood, but against some of the poorer sides in the division, when we do score, we have quite often this season put quite a few past teams. But
I
for us,
think
of
you will
course,
struggle
first of all,
to
we
do that
defend.
against them, just of how they set up. They
Yeah.
play literally a
I mean, we
full
got-
5 back. And
Yeah,
2
I mean, we had a
sat front.
0-0. We had a 0-0 at Highbury back in August. I mean, it was under different management, but it's still a result.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just get us out of this league, and then I don't have to. We
I
don't
don't
have
want
to
to
play.
play
After,
Fleetwood ever again.
after-
Thank you very much. Good
After
night.
Barnsley on Saturday, if it goes ahead, the one away game I'm looking at the most that I really think will be a really hard one for us
Shrewsbury.
is Shrewsbury, 100%.
Yeah, Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
That will not be easy.
It's
at
not
all.
an easy game. I mean, they got relatively. I think they did get beaten, but they did stay in the game against Peterborough. They managed to come back from 2-0 down at Pride Park, which not many people do.
Next,
It's their midfield. Their midfield is so good compared
It
to
is.
Well,
Great.
Leahy and Bayliss are exceptional
Yeah,
midfielders, and then they've
exactly.
got some
Yeah,
very
they're
good defenders
brilliant.
as well.
They're
You know,
brilliant.
Flanagan, Pennington, Dunkley, Winchester, etc.
and they're all
very
huge.
Taylor
they're all
Moore,
very big.
recognisable names from Championship
Yeah.
and League One past. So
next away
Um,
game after Barnsley is Aki for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
a long trip up to Accrington. Yeah,
Yeah, a
I
long
mean,
trip.
Go on, Liam.
Very-
Do us proud that night.
No, we should beat them, mate. In all honesty, we should beat them.
Yeah.
well, you
Me
should.
and Jack will do the watch along for that, so don't worry about it.
It'll be Harvey and I doing the watch along while
I mean,
It'll be the first time that we'll be
bed.
doing a watch along together.
Really,
Jack.
if you're playing teams right at the bottom, really you want to get them out of the way now because you don't really want to be playing them the last few games of the season because then they get
Yeah,
really
fuck that.
desperate.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Ideally, in the last few games of the season, you want to be playing mid-table sides that've got nothing to play for.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
wanna be
one-
playing-
This
don't wanna be
comment
playing
here,
too
I'm
far.
not surprised about, by the way.
Cheers, mate.
Oh,
Why
I hope
does
that-
everyone
I-
hey Barnsley in this league? What
I hope
is
that
it
I
about
hope that Plymouth
Barnsley?
put loads past Barnsley as well because I think that Barnsley are a real. Obviously, they're a real challenge for us. You know, they're 2 points above us and have played 2 games more. So I could massively do with
Barnsley
them
are like
having
the
3 games less.
Leeds
Sorry,
and
so I can have
Millwall of League One. Everyone hates them.
Oh, I don't hate Barnsley, but we did get smashed up there, and I'd like somebody to get revenge on that.
I know there was a huge
No.
thing about them getting relegated from the Championship, wasn't there? Over
Oh dear.
some.
There's only
palaver or
4
something.
clubs that stand out for me, Nathan, in this
Go on.
league that I don't like. Exeter,
Go on.
obviously,
Yeah.
Wickham, Portsmouth, and MK Dons. They
you
are
know
the
what?
sinning 4.
Do you know what? On the point of MK Dons, I've got a mate who's a Wickham fan, and he made a very good point to me that the whole palaver with Wickham came from Derek Adams and Gareth Ainsworth. I don't think it was necessarily a fan thing. It was them two arguing with each other constantly that built up that rivalry between the two clubs.
Yeah.
And now Ainsworth's not and Derek Adams aren't here anymore.
yeah.
Do you think that maybe that rivalry will simmer down a little bit?
Well, I mean, if we go up and Wickham don't, then probably will. Yeah.
I think
know-
Wickham's big clash at the moment, other than MK, is probably with us because
Yeah.
of all of the stuff off the field over the last couple of years.
We've had the same thing with them. It's just been managers constantly spatting with each
Don't
other.
worry,
in
don't
Well, for us, it
worry,
was
Jack.
owners, wasn't it?
Thank
Because
you,
for us, they
QPR
were
next year. We should have
suing
another
us.
rivalry
So
building.
it's been a
Yeah.
mixed.
I mean, we like to fall
QPR
out
will be
with
our
people, to be
championship
fair.
rivalry next season
Yeah.
if we go up because Ainsworth
mean-
is there.
I mean,
We like to fall
QPR,
out with fans.
QPR or Reading on a Tuesday night. I mean, I won't mind because I can just stay overnight. So
I mean, neither of them are particularly safe at the moment with Reading's incoming points deduction in QPR's
I mean, to be fair,
form.
we managed to fall out with Charlton on Saturday, and I mean, I don't think many clubs have managed to fall out with Charlton this year.
Who falls out with Charlton?
I was going to say,
Yeah, but
when
Charlton
would
fans-
we ever fall out with Charlton?
Yeah.
But they don't make any noise to fall out with.
Well, no, it was just about 20 of their fans in the away end that just weren't very happy, to say the least.
oh no, it's
They
just,
did shock me, to be fair. Oh, sorry, yeah, go ahead, Liam.
they knew the outcome coming down to us anyway. It was just watch the game, get beat, go home.
I think that, unfortunately for Charlton this season, and I don't mind the club, so I'll say unfortunately, I think a lot of their fans have gone to every game away from home against the big sides, knowing they'll get beaten 2 or 3-0. They did at Pride Park, they did at Pride Park.
Apart from Portsmouth,
They're not.
they always beat Pompey.
Yeah, but
Up the
are
top.
you really calling Pompey a huge club? They've been out of the Championship for 12 years.
This is coming from an Argyle fan. It pains me to say it, but they are a huge club. As much as I cannot stand them.
They were the
They're not-
original big boys of the lower leagues when it comes to
They're the original
big
big boys, but then
attendances.
when everybody else comes down here and they don't get back out, at what point do they become League One?
Well, you are
mediocre?
right. You are right. To be fair,
The big, like I've said before, I think if you want to put it this way, for me, the big 8 in no particular order of League One are Sheffield Wednesday, us, Ipswich, Barnsley, Bolton, Derby, Portsmouth, and Charlton.
Yeah, Bolton are another one. Where does
Bolton, yeah, like
Jack,
I said, yeah,
look at
Bolton are
Private.
another one.
I think it's very easy to pick for
Jack,
big
look at
8 in
Private.
this division. It's after that it falls away. And you could maybe put Bristol Rovers have got a big fan base. Oxford have won a League Cup. So there's a couple of things there.
Liam, yeah, I'll stay. I can stay on for another 5-10 minutes, so I'll go through my player ratings.
Yeah,
Look
but
at,
also, before
Jack,
you
look at
go,
Private.
John, we will go through a bit of our thoughts on the game, anyways, for like players wise and all that. Anyways,
Sorry, we've just been blabbering on about a load of rubbish.
yeah, but that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
At least we had a
It's good,
decent
though.
chat.
It's good,
That's
isn't
fine.
it? It's
'Cause,
good.
yeah, Joseph Rockley was definitely enjoying that as well. Max was as well. But the main topic, obviously, from the game was the Finazaz penalty call. But I think a lot of people were talking about it on Twitter, and then there was obviously one video that I put in Discord, and everyone was like, "Oh, that is a pen. What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's soft. It's a soft penalty." And we got
Even
the
if there
win
is
from
contact, it's soft, isn't it?
that.
Like,
It's very soft.
To be honest, to both sets of fans, I don't think I've really seen anybody say that it is a penalty. Not seriously, at least.
It's not. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't.
I think everybody
you can't
knows.
take what
No.
Voodoo says seriously.
sorry.
Bless him.
I think people may have a different opinion on how that changed the game, but I don't think that anybody thinks it's a foul.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry, but the people who think it is actually a foul, then
Yeah,
don't
I don't
think
think
it's
I don't
foul.
think I don't think they exist. I don't think it's anyone. I haven't seen
I mean,
anybody.
the front
We're talking about the
foot
ghosts
of
here,
Azaz's didn't touch which Derby player was
Harvey
it again?
White,
Sorry,
wasn't
It was Harvey White.
Harvey
Yeah.
White. That's it. Yeah, it didn't touch him one bit. It's just the back foot that I thought that collided a bit, but I thought it was too
There's
soft
a
anyway. So I
tiny
wouldn't have given
touch
it.
somewhere. There's a little bit of a
Yeah,
touch.
it was too soft anyway.
But like I
so
said, like
wouldn't have
Azaz
given
has
it.
made the attempt to still play the ball after he's gone down. So
As soon as you do that, that is like
Yeah.
a guilty. That's like a.
Yeah,
and
like
like
I
I
said,
said,
yeah.
Mayer didn't appeal at all. Like the play,
No.
I don't think whoever was to the right of Mayer, he didn't appeal. It was only the guy.
The only player that appealed was the one who couldn't see it behind
Hardie.
Azaz.
I think it was Hardie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Hardie? Yeah.
I
Well,
think so.
he was the only one who appealed.
Of course, he's going to
Um,
appeal. He's going to take the penalty, and he's going to get a goal. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to appeal for everything.
Yeah. But obviously that did get us the win and we won 2-1. But obviously the biggest things that we'll take from that game was obviously the first half we played very, very me and Jack and Liam spoke to each other anyways before the second half started. We were poor first half.
It felt like we was the away team.
Was poor. We
Yeah,
were getting
good point, Nick.
absolutely pressurized from minute 1 to 45, and we couldn't get out of our freaking own half. We was getting absolutely pegged back. Then second half, we changed.
Well,
it up.
what I will say is though is that you should have gone 1-0 up for Azaz early in the
We
first
should have,
half.
yeah.
True.
That was
Yeah,
a,
true.
the second one though was definitely a foul on the edge of the box when he went to take the shot. and I think it was White again who
And
clipped
it wasn't
him
on the edge of the box;
shot.
it was in the box.
No, not the one that went wide. It's the one where it just like dribbled to the keeper.
No, that was that one. It was in the box. It was inside the box.
Oh, jeez.
No,
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
inside the
The
box.
shot was, but the contact was outside, the box, and that's when
Alright.
he tried to wrap his foot around it.
Yeah.
But then no one.
Yeah, I
appealed
don't know.
for
I
that.
mean, it's obviously two players have gone for the ball, and then it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's debatable. Yeah, fair enough.
But if we're honestly going to say one player that deserves man of the match that game is Matete. And Finn's
What
Yeah.
difference he made?
on Instagram of him getting EFL man of the match, but Matete deserved it more. He
Wright
came
was
on
brilliant
and
as well.
changed that game. He was
yeah. But who
fantastic.
actually gets man of the match after coming on as a second half substitute though? It never happens, does it?
Yeah. Well, he did get given man of the match for Argyle's man of the match, but EFL Finn's has I can understand why they did give it to him. He
Yeah.
got an
But I
assist.
thought
They're always
Azar
going
was our
to
better
give
player
it.
all game anyway. So
They're always
I
going to
couldn't
give it to
blame
someone
them.
who's a goal contributor, aren't they? That's played the whole
Yeah.
game. That's pretty much.
Yeah, he got the assist, didn't he? Well, technically he gets 2 assists because I think he gets the assist of winning the penalty.
He will get the assist for the penalty as well.
Yeah, so he's ended up with 2 assists there. So
Joseph Robley. Ballymumber is a defender's nightmare with his pace. It's scary.
I thought Callum Wright came on, and I don't know who your left back is. It Hayden Roberts?
Yes.
Yeah, Hayden Roberts. Yeah,
Wright made him look absolutely silly for about 20 minutes in that second half. He just couldn't get anywhere close to him.
Yeah. Well, it's an experience for Roberts.
Who's your defender that was against Ballymumber? Ballymumber.
it was Smith. I've got it on
Yeah.
I've got it on the screen. Corey Smith.
Ballymumber was very
In
good.
the second half, yes.
Yeah,
in the first
Ballymumber
half.
was very, very good as
Well,
well.
Corey Smith's always going to be weak in some ways at right back because he's not a right back.
Every time Ballymumber attacked him, I thought, go on, wee, bye.
I've got to be honest. I disagree with the whole thing on Ballymumber. I don't think our problems were not down that. So our problems were down the right wing, our left back position, as they always seem to be.
I thought
And that's where
McGoldrick had a good game for you guys. A lot of people were slating him on Twitter, mainly our fans after Twitter, saying he had a quiet game, but every single attack you guys had, every bit of play went through him, and obviously he got the assist with the
it was. That is one of the best assists you'll see. An overhead kick on the halfway line into space.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a bad game at all. I think he was
He didn't have a bad game at all, in my opinion. I just thought Mendes Lang was
the problem
better.
is, though, isn't it? Is that too many people look at strikers and they don't score and they say, "Oh, we've been pocketed." That's not how it works.
No, he wasn't pocketed
no,
at
I
all.
agree with that.
You've got to look at it from a bigger perspective.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just
that our issues.
Weird how people take it.
Well, I think obviously we didn't have the slice of luck. As I say, a deflection and a penalty is a little bit. It's always a bit. However, we did get roasted down that left back position. We could see the goal coming a mile off down that side. I think
some of these
he was
ratings
either too tight or too wide. Like that's what I took from was it Hayden Roberts? Sorry.
Yeah. I think Sibley was at left back against Barnsley and he did a terrible job, which is why he was dropped. And then Roberts has come back into the team. In the last 2 games, he's been absolutely brilliant. He was probably our player of the match against Shrewsbury. Scored an absolutely brilliant goal.
We've got it on screen now. So
Edwards, a 6.4 for Edwards is.
I thought the Derby player that had the worst game in that game for me was Harvey White. He missed the interception for the first goal and then obviously gave away the penalty. So,
Your keeper at 5.9 is very harsh. I mean, he didn't.
That's
have
very harsh.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, Wildsmith. I mean, he was saying himself in a press conference after the game. He was saying, "I feel frustrated because I haven't had anything to save in that second half."
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
The two goals that went in, he had no chance with. So, no, Wildsmith didn't have a poor game at all. I think just goalkeepers' ratings are never fair though on these sorts of things, are they?
Cashin was brilliant for you guys. Your left centre back at the rate.
Yeah, Cashin has been.
Other than White, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd criticise individuals too much. I think it was a little bit of a team lapse in general. I think I can't really look at an individual player and go, "Oh, they were terrible." I think Harvey White maybe because obviously the party
in the first half. Go on, sorry. I was going to say your dominance in the first half came a lot from Cashin winning the ball back every single time.
I think it was a lot to do with both our centre halves, Cashin and Forsyth, and the distribution and the coming to win the headers and stepping up and not allowing you in.
Your number 7 was decent as well. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Number 7 was Barkhazen.
Yeah, I mean,
Hazen, yeah.
he's been a championship winger of 8 years, and so it's hardly surprising at this level that he's been very, very good.
Not even going to try and pronounce it.
I know what it's
Barkus and Barkhausen, everybody pronounces it differently.
Yeah,
I saw somebody with a very weird pronunciation in one preview I saw against us. I can't remember what it was.
I've just put my player ratings in the comments section. Regarding Derby's players, I don't know who I thought Derby's best player was. Mendes Lang was one of them for me. I thought Harvey White had a very good game as well. I can't lie.
Really? I disagree with that. He was at fault for both goals, and I don't think he really did that much.
But I thought first half, part of him terrorised us.
Yeah, because you gave him space. He's a creative midfielder. He's a young creative midfielder. He's going to do well when he's got space.
I wouldn't say he's like. I wouldn't say he was like poor though, like your left back Roberts was.
Well, I think one of our worst players on the pitch, as is a common theme for Derby in away games, is Conor Hurahan.
Hurahan was quiet.
He gave it away.
He was very quiet.
At the end of the day, I think he's the type. I love. He's a brilliant quality player. However, I do think that he's the type of luxury that we can't afford away from home at times, particularly with Max Bird's injury, because Max Bird would normally sit and be the DM.
Do him and Wright struggle to play together then? Are they quite similar in respect?
I would say that Hurahan and White are far too similar. I think you can play one and not the other. However, the issue is that Max Bird, who I think is back for Saturday, who is our vice captain, he's probably our best midfielder.
Is White, not right. We've got too many rights in our team. Is White left-footed as well?
Yes, they're both left-footed.
Yeah.
That's not too much of an issue because Bird's also left-footed, and we brought in White to replace Bird after he got injured. We know how important Bird is to us, but the difference is that Bird both performs the DM and second playmaker role, and White only does the second playmaker role, and we get left exposed, and it's very obvious. The only thing we could do to counter that is play Corey Smith in midfield, but we don't have an alternative right back. So
I thought Knight was a bit more of a sitting back defender.
Knight's everywhere. Knight is probably one of the fittest players in League One.
I was quite surprised.
I thought Knight played all right. To be honest, I thought to be fair, I think Mendes Lang, Knight, and Cashin were probably Derby's.
Richard, I agree with you. I thought Forsyth was excellent. I think he always is. Cashin and Forsyth. I have no problems with our centre halves and goalkeeper. It was down, but it was in the wide areas that we got exposed. He's
not very big, is he, Cashin? He didn't look very big.
Cashin's
I'll go ahead off, guys.
He said he came in.
In a bit.
Yeah.
See you later, Jack.